So Daryl, obviously, it's probably been a very sort of hard period going through self-isolation, a tough time, especially after the good run of form just prior to that.
Yeah, no, it's not been easy, but I think the most important thing is people are healthy and safe. We're hopefully through that period now. We're still without some bodies, but we're back training now, and hopefully we can pick up where we left off.
Yeah, I suppose it's going to be tough, isn't it, going into an FA Trophy tie with probably a bit of minimal training and a bit of a longer layoff than you would have liked.
Yeah, it's definitely been a longer layoff than we would have liked, but I think I've said this many times that this season every team's got to be adaptable to the situation. It's a freak year, it's an horrendous year in terms of what's happening health-wise to people. I think football teams have got to be really adaptable to the situations that are thrown up to them, and we have to continue to be that.
Yeah, and I suppose it is such a strange season, and that's sort of shown in the league and across all of football. I suppose with all of the leagues being very tight this season.
Yeah, it is, and like you said, it is. It's a massive issue for everyone to deal with, and during the season, we've all got to deal with it. And it's the ones that I suppose deal with it the best that'll be the successful teams this season. It's not easy. It disrupts your plans. It disrupts everything. But like I said, there's bigger and worse things happening in the world, and we've got to just make sure that when we get back on the pitch that we're ready to rock and roll again.
Mm-hmm. And obviously during this period where you haven't been playing, obviously we've seen three of the loanees go back to parent clubs and Jaden Brissett depart. I suppose that leaves the squad a bit smaller, but you're looking to maybe bolster that with one or two more?
And we'll see what comes available. I think from the last time we trained until Tuesday, we were probably 7 players, including the ones that have been ill. We're probably missing 7 or 8 players from the last time we trained. So the squad is smaller than it has been. But we've got some very, very good players within the group. And I said at the start of the season, I do like working with a smaller group, really, because people are either playing or they're close to playing, and it becomes more competitive. If someone comes available that we think can strengthen us and add to the group and is a good player and a good person that will make us better, we'll look at it. But we're happy with what we've got.
Yeah, and like you said, they're a smaller squad, perhaps easier to also keep happy, isn't it, as well, with players always in and around it rather than some players being left out all the time.
Yeah, definitely. I think it makes it easier for the players. They can see they're closer, but in situations like that, players have got to just go and perform and do their job. You got to come in, you got to train properly, and you got to be ready to play. That's what you're paid to do. It's a common thing in football that, if you're not playing, you're unhappy, or people see that as a reason for people to be unhappy. You get paid a decent wage to be a footballer, and be ready to play when you're picked.
And just going back to the point before, I know you said if the right person comes up, I suppose you haven't thought whether it would be dipping into the loan market again or permanently. It will just be if that right player comes up, I suppose. Yeah,
listen, we're not desperate for anything really. We've like I said, we've at the start of the season we had so many injuries, it was incredible. Through probably November, the middle of November, we found ourselves in good form. I think we're 5th or 6th in the form table in the division now. And we are picking up, and we want to maintain that now. Out of the starting 11 from the last 6-7 weeks, the only player we've lost is Abs. I know you've mentioned some of the players there, but they weren't really affecting the starting 11. And Abs will be a massive loss. He captained the team. He's a terrific player, a terrific person. But somebody else has got to now step up and take the baton and move us forward. And that's, as you alluded to a minute ago, that's what you get paid for as a footballer, to be ready to step in. And someone's got to do that now.
And obviously Abs was the captain, like you said. I suppose that's now a decision for you to make, who's going to be named the captain going forward.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
And obviously, I know you don't normally like talking too much injury news, but I'll just ask you about Joey Jones and how close he is now, and whether you see him slotting in as a bit of a defensive role or perhaps in midfield more now.
Joey can do both. He can play defensive. He played against Boreham Wood as centre half, and obviously Sutton when he got injured. He's played midfield for Eastleigh. He's played midfield for Salford. He can do both. He's a very good footballer. He's a very intelligent footballer. He's fit. He's trained this week. Obviously, he's not match fit. He's been out for quite a long time. But he should be available, touch wood, coming through training tomorrow for Saturday.
Mhm. And now looking ahead to Saturday's match, I suppose Sutton, a team you probably know plenty about, having played them fairly recently in terms of games played of late. What are you sort of expecting from them, and what do you sort of have to be wary of coming up against them?
They've got a lot of pace in their team. They're direct. They get it forward quickly in behind you. They cross a lot of balls into the box. They're very well organised. They play their pitch really well. They're having a terrific season, to be fair to them. I think Matty Grayson did a great job there. It'll be a tough game. When we played them last time, I thought first half they were miles better than us, if I'm being honest. And second half, we started miles better than them, and we scored. And I felt like we were growing into the game to go and win the game. And then we obviously had a player sent off, and we got a 1-1 draw. But we're probably a bit of a different outfit now than we were then, in terms of confidence, in terms of fitness of players, etc. It'll be a very, very tough game, but I'm sure we'll give Sutton a tough game as well.
And obviously now you're at the last 32 stage. Everyone's probably starting to eye up a bit of a run and perhaps a little trip to Wembley already, I would imagine.
What is that? The last 22 league games we've got to play. No, yeah. Listen, we're in a good position. I think there's a lot of players, a lot of teams, in the cup competition now from our division playing each other. So people are going to be knocked out. So listen, we can only focus on ourselves. We know going away to Sutton's never an easy game. It's a really, really tough game, and we fully respect Sutton, and we'll just deal with that game first and foremost.
And obviously, in terms of the trophy, how important do you sort of see cup runs for the league campaign?
I think it's important just to be winning. You know, I think it becomes a habit if you can put on winning performances. I think it's important that you get the feel of that whistle goes at 5 o'clock and you played well and you've won. I think it is like a drug that you want to have every Saturday and Tuesday. You know, and we'll attack every game between now and the end of the season to try and win it.
Mm-hmm. And then just on a side note, I suppose there's a lot of talk about the National League funding at the moment. I suppose that's not really your job and probably not your focus, but how important do you think that is to make sure it's grants rather than loans?
Like you said, it's not really my job, but I think you can help or have your eye on it. I think we all have as managers to see what's going on, and we hope it will be grants rather than loans. I think it will be difficult for clubs to take loans in this financial period. You know, with the virus, I think it'd be really difficult for clubs to take a loan, and how do you pay it back? How do you know when fans are coming back in? How do you know when your business is up and running again? I think it'd be a great help if from the government or the lottery funds to Sport England, if they can give us some funding. It'd be great. It's muchly appreciated, and you know we are seen as elite football now, and we probably need a hand to get through to the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. And just lastly from me, Daryl, I suppose going forward now, it's going to be a very busy fixture list, isn't it? Saturday, Tuesday. But only 5 points off the playoff places still. How important is this next sort of month or so going to be?
Yeah, the league is so tight. It is ridiculously tight, and for how long that's going to be, you never know. Again, because who knows who's getting COVID next, and they miss a couple of games. You just never know what's going to happen. So I think we just have to focus on one game at a time and not look too far ahead. I think you can look too far ahead and miss what's right in front of your nose. And I think it's really important for us that we just focus on a game by game basis. We know the league's a really, really tough league. It's a difficult league. You don't get many easy games in the National League. And we just have to focus on the next one.